Welcome back. I've got a little haul for you here today from Temu, and there might be one or two things from AliExpress, but let's get straight into it. These things, camera shutters, brilliant. About 98 pence in places. It's got a battery in it. You can turn it on and then you just pair it to your phone and you can click away and you can stop. And it's great because if I'm recording a video, rather than like going doing all this and trying to find the button, you just press that when you're under the table. Brilliant for if you're taking family photo shots, so if you've got your camera set up on a tripod, or just on the desk and you're all standing behind, or whatever you're doing in the bar or in the house, and you can just click that and it takes the photo, so you're not going to miss out on being in the photo. But really good bargain for less than £1. So I'm always losing these, so what I did was I bought about 5 of them, and yeah, brilliant. Okay, here's the next thing. Now, you know, when you're an adult or a child and you see things like magnet fishing and you think, wow, I want to do that, you know, like it's I want to go to the river and I want to throw me magnet in and I want to hold a bike out or a treasure chest full of money or something like that. And you've probably seen them all on the videos on YouTube where they go magnet fishing and they find, well, they find instruments, you would say, and they find old bolts from factories and what have you, and stuff off barges and stuff like that. So I thought I'd get one, and in the advert, the magnet's like that size, right? So it's like that and like that with a big hook on. And the one that I got, it was only like £4. I keep saying £4 on all my videos. It was about £4 something, but it was discounted because I was in like some kind of bonus section. Anyway, I thought, well, yeah, I'll get one of them, and this is what turned up. They came in like that. The box wasn't ripped, but it came like, it just comes shoved in like that. So that's the basic kind of paracord that you get from the pound shops, and we'll just dive straight in. Look at that. It's tiny. It's absolutely tiny. Have I got my magnets? No. It works. It's got a neodymium magnet on the bottom. It's about, I'm going to say, an inch to an inch and a quarter over. But yeah, it works. But it's it's not what I was expecting. I'm going to look like a right idiot going in the river with this, aren't I? You know, you'll be lucky to get an old bottle top or a nail on that. Although it might pull a bit heavier. But yeah, I'm going to give that one a fail. Okay, the next item I want to show you is a light, a camping light, and this is it there. And you can see it's turned on. It has 3 settings of, that's the full glow. My camera's reducing it because it's clever enough. But basically, you can hang that up in your tent. It's a decent weight. Mine rattles because there's a piece of plastic floating around. I dropped it, unfortunately. It has a solar panel on, so you could leave this out and charge it during the day, or you can charge it via a USB-C, which is good. And then you've got the control button. It does flash, but I'm not going to do that. I hate the flashing sequence. It does have magnets on either side so that you can put it in your van or something, or like a camper van. I've heard people describe when they use it is if they're a delivery guy delivering parcels and it's night time, put that in the van, quickly turn it on, you can kind of see what's going on. It is quite bright. It does run down quite quickly as well. It probably lasts about 2 hours before it starts dimming, but yeah, it does what it says. The magnets, I've got these neodymium magnets on them, and the one that came with it when I was putting them on to test it, it ripped the magnet out. So just like those neodymium magnets, they are cheap magnets and they crack easy, but if you do it properly, it will work. So they're around £6, these things, but they're quite versatile. You could put them in your tent, as I say, in your camper van or your other van, delivery van, or just in your awning, you know, when you have an awning outside if you're camping, or where you're all sitting around, you can have a couple of these going. In fact, I've ordered another one. I mean, that's testament to the fact that I like them. They're about £6, £6, £7. So yeah, I think they're worth it. Now, the next one, in its little protective packet, it's a stopwatch. It's a bit plasticky, but that was from AliExpress. It was only about, I'm going to say £3 this time, not £4, because you'll just get bored with that. It's £3 something, and all it does is just, you can see there, it does that, and then you stop, and then you can clear it. There's a button on the top. I haven't a clue what that does. Or you can set the time, I think. So this one came with the battery included, and it looks like you can't access it. You have to, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to take the 5 screws out. So, and when it came, it was already on. So it'd been on it right since it was in process of delivery. But this is ideal. Well, for me, what I do is, when I'm on my other video channel, which is Full Time Motorhome, and I'll link that description in the bottom, I do reviews of campsites and other things like that, and take you on little walks and what have you, and maybe a little bit of history there, and I try and make it interesting. It's not a big channel, but I've got quite a few followers so far, so it's just growing. But what I do is, when I need to take shots of the site and the facilities blocks and looking around the area, and in order to get my videos about 10-15 minutes long, I need to time those shots. So I might like walk them and just time them with my phone, and this is going to help me greatly. If I have a little list with a timesheet on, I can write down excuse me, how long it takes for that particular shot, and then when I go to plan it, I can see it's going to be about 10-15 minutes long, the video. So quite useful. Obviously, if you're into running, it's very lightweight. It's so lightweight. I mean, God, it's plasticky. So, but it would be ideal if you're running like round the course, around your house, around your estate. You could just use that to time yourself, rather than use a fancy sports watch or something. You know, £3 as opposed to 400. So yeah, ideal. That's that one. Right, the next one is this little fella. It's a digital microscope. Comes in a nice box. Already had it out, and that's it. Okay, so you turn it on, and it's got a proper screen on it. On the back, it's got some lights, and it's got a camera in the middle. So what you do is, let me have a look. Yeah, well, this is dead boring. On the back of the, you know how you can't read sometimes. What you do is you hold it right up, and you can actually see that. You can read the writing really close, or you can bring it away a little bit. So if you're looking at small writing, or possibly looking at some kind of plan, or a circuit diagram, if you're into electronics like me, that would be quite useful if you wanted to see the value of some of the components, even though it's really tiny. So that would be handy, because some of these, obviously, they're not always on computer. There might be an old manual or an old book, and rather than scan it all in and then zoom in, you just use that for a quick reference. So ideal. It's got this spyglass there, which you can also use, but it's nothing related to that. And the other cool feature is it actually takes SD cards. Excuse me, I've got a bad throat today. It takes micro SD cards. If you look at the other video that I've got out about SD cards and whether they're true or not, whether they're real, the ones that you cheap ones that you get, go and look at that, because that's really interesting. I'll pop a link at the end. But that takes SD cards and it'll record the video of whatever you're looking at. It could be useful if you're doing instruction manuals, instruction videos on YouTube, for example, and you want to just highlight a particular item on that circuit diagram, for example. There's probably hundreds of other uses. You could be looking at insects, or you know, you could be looking at patterns on things like leaves, or just anything really. But I think I paid about, I'm going to say £7 for that. For what it is, you could use your iPhone or your normal Android phone, and you can zoom in quite precisely and then view it and then end the story. But you know, if you wanted to record it, you would record it and you've got to transfer it to your computer and blah blah blah. In this way, all you do is just record it on there, and where you go. Now, it's got a USB-C connection. I haven't yet tested whether that will let you access the SD card via the computer, but if it does, great. If it doesn't, then no worries, you just use the card. So yeah, I thought that was a bargain. That just turn it off. Goodbye. Right, the next one is the most annoying thing I've seen, and that's the picture on the front. Two little people having fun with this thing. This was less than £2, right? So you might have seen them. What they are they've got a motor and a fan, and you basically, supposedly, you turn that on, you throw it up, and it comes back to you. Well, it doesn't come back to you, it just goes all out of the room, and it is annoying. But well, I'm sure if you had a party with kids and adults, you would have a bit of fun with this. It's a bit fiddly because you've got to push that in to turn it on. So there it comes on, and then it whizzes. And the idea is you let it go and you kind of just mess about with it like that. But if you leave it long enough, it sort of disappears. So, very annoying. And the question, I mean, your buttons are inside there and they're spinning. I mean, you can hold it, no problem, but how do you turn it off? Well, unbelievably, it comes with a remote control, like an infrared thing. So you point it at the top, and it stops. And then you've still got to put your finger in to turn the thing off. Right, it's off. Thank God for that. It's got a USB-A charger inside. If you look inside, there's not a lot to it. I don't even know where the battery is. Well, it's obviously in there, but it must be so tiny. Have a bit fun with it. Let the kids have a bit play with it. When they're finished and get bored, take it apart and you can use it in one of your projects. Especially with it coming with a remote control. Yeah, you can get access to the battery, but yeah, there. Okay. Right, my last item on my mini haul from Temu and AliExpress is this. I got this from AliExpress, and do you know what it is? Quite a nice hardware case, and the zip's fine. Open it up, and we have a knockoff version of a well-known games player. There we go. So we'll turn it on. turn it on the top. There you are, it's in colour, and that marvellous. And then you always have to choose between English and Chinese. And then there we go, I think you see that. It's got 501 games, classic games. So I'm just going to turn that off for now. Right, and I'll explain the features of it, and then I'll show you a little game that I found on it. So power on and off. USB-A for connection to charge the battery. There's also a barrel jack. Now, let me open that. And in there, and it comes with the device, is this set of leads. So you pop that in there, and you can connect that, although the lead's not very long, you can connect that to your audio and video on your old style TVs. The modern TVs don't always have these connectors, but you could put this on the big screen. I don't know what the quality is like because I don't have a TV with me that will demonstrate that, but it might be playable. Yeah, but you know, you've got the option. Charging cable as usual, a tiny manual. I'm not even going to show you that. This case came separate. I bought this separately. I think this again was about £3.50. This was £5.06, not £4, £5.06. And I'll just show you the battery, and then we'll have a go at the games. I can get the panel off. The battery that comes with it is one of them Nokia type batteries. It's a BL5C. Whether it's an original Nokia battery, I don't know, but there you go. Now, whether you like this or not, and if you don't like it, even the battery itself is probably worth about £3 on likes of eBay and stuff. So if you get sick of it and you want to go, just use the battery in your other projects. Great. And then on the side you've got a volume control, which I'll be using a lot. And your speaker on the front, it's got these A, B, C, D, is it X, A, B, Y and X as most games controllers have. And you've got this like up and down, and that's the main like button there that gets you through the menus. So I'm going to pause, turn it off. I'm going to pause it now, and I'm going to come back and I'll show you one of the games. Right, we're back. Okay, so can you see that? Pac-Man. Okay, so we'll start. Oh, sorry. There you go. So it's got Pac-Man on it. There's some other games on there. Donkey Kong. It's got Street Fighter. It's got Tetris on there as well. So there's quite a lot of games on there. I'm not sure how legitimate they are, because obviously the license for those would have been astronomical to have them all in one device. We've seen these before, haven't we? You get ones that plug into your TV now. You can see them on TikTok and places like that. Excuse me. Yeah, if I was a kid, certainly when I was a kid, I played Space Invaders all the time in the arcades and in the bars when my mum and dad used to take us there. Fascinated by the games, and when I was at home, I had something similar to this, which was like a 1980s version of it, but it was crap, you know what I mean? And if I'd had that now, back then, I would be over the moon. I'd be playing Space Invaders. There is a Space Invaders type game on there, Pac-Man and all these other games, and Sonic the Hedgehog's on there as well. I would have been over the moon, and for that price, this is a good stocking filler for Christmas. For your husband, your wife, your partner, not mention the kids, get them all one. I mean, you could buy, you know, if you've got 4 kids, you can get 4 for like 25 quid total, and get the cases as well if you want. So I recommend this, but it would be interesting as an electronics hobbyist to know how this thing is stored inside, and I suspect that it's just an SD card inside with the games on. And those of you who do emulation systems will know that that card is probably just the same that you get in the emulators, the larger ones. So if you really wanted to, we could probably rip off those games and get them out there. But I just want to question the legality of what's on there, because I don't think at the price you're paying, the license fee will have been paid. But as I say, SD card inside, even if it's, what, 32 gigabytes, and you've got a Nokia battery, Nokia style battery in there, BL5C, you're getting your money back, aren't you? If you destroy it. You can undo it if you want to have a little poke around. But yeah, great little item, and I would highly recommend it. So that's it for today. Thank you very much. I've just done a few, maybe 6-7 items there. If you like the channel, please like and subscribe, and I'll show you a card at the end with my most popular video and another one which I've done maybe recently, and just go ahead and have a look at those ones, please. But please give us a like, and if you're at this stage now, because I'm a new channel and I need to grow, and I'll get that from your likes and your comments, even if it's just hello, how you doing. Please put that in. All right, take care, see you next time, bye.